tune in if you want to hear. So we have Chad, Josh, Dmitri, and Marcus every Friday.
It's the Square Round Table.
Tune in.
It's the Square Round Table podcast. Let's have a blast. I know at work you had a long day. Just relax and tune in.
All right.
Oh my god!
I
shouldn't. Oh man, I should have known. Anyway.
That's why he was doing that. Shit. Oh my god.
You feel good about yourself, Josh? I hope you feel good about that, bro.
I hope
really
you sleep
do.
well at night, man.
I hope you do. We just gonna quickly jump into this. We ain't even gonna do a big old intro. So what's going on, my freaks and geeks? You see what's going on right here, man. This is the Square Round Table podcast. And as you can see, we crazy as always. Look what Joshua got up on his screen right now. Look at this. And for y'all that's looking at it on YouTube right now, what does he got? What does he got going on? And for the people listening to it on radio or listening to it on one of the podcast channels, I'm gonna explain what's going on to you guys right now. So on Joshua's screen, we got Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin. Except Tupac is Peter's dressed as Biggie and Homer's dressed as Tupac. I don't understand, Joshua. Why, bro? just why?
Lord of mercy.
Oh my gosh, man.
But no, y'all. Okay, so that's really reminding me of because one of my homegirls, I was talking to one of my homegirls the other day, and she was like talking about this cartoon hip hop trend or whatever, and I didn't know what she was talking about until I looked on social media and I saw this meme of Elmo or whatever, and he was in a tracksuit or something with a chain on. And how did he put it? He said the quote says something like, it says something like, I took some L's, but
so you have some more, something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
I've never heard that.
Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up because I know where you're talking. It's on your freaking story. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
So I didn't take.
It said when you take the L, you learn Mo.
What? That's wild. That's actually wild.
Nah.
Hey, I'm gonna take that.
That's the craziest quote I've heard all year.
But this is a trend now. Like on social media, they have these. They have we're talking about Hugh Jackman being the lead of Secret Wars. Like, we're gonna get into
I opened up my phone, and that's the first thing
we're gonna get into that. But no, I don't know. For all of our viewers and listeners, if you want to show us where that came from or tag that person, whoever created these memes where it's old cartoon characters wearing hip hop clothing, and they have these wild like quotes, there was another one with like Goofy or something, and I don't think
I've seen the one with Goofy.
You gotta put.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was some stupid quote. It was some stupid quote, man. But I don't know. I don't know where that mess came from, but I personally enjoy it. But it's very stupid. But that's that mess. That's what that reminds me of, Joshua. That stupid mess for your background.
Exactly.
But
exactly, that's just the vibe, man.
Oh my god,
that is the antithesis of a vibe. That's not a vibe, bro.
It's the vibe, man.
No, said join the wave, man.
You sound like these what they call the Generation Y, whatever they are.
Get right or get left, man. Get right or get left.
Hey, Josh, you giving me late 90s babies, early 2000 energy right now, okay?
Yeah.
I'm telling you. No, speaking of that, I was watching one of my homegirls shared a video with me the other day, and they had, I think it was like a football team, a college football team or something. And they were just like, yeah, so what's old for you guys? What do you guys think is old?
Oh, I seen those.
Yeah, and they were just like, yeah, bro, if you were born like before 2001, you're ancient. I'm just like,
what the hell am I then?
I'm just like, what?
I must be a
fossil. No, you're a fossil.
Exactly, I'm a fossil.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if y'all don't get y'all 17-year-old selves about it here, man, like that mess there. Or one that killed me. I'm watching this movie It's called. It was a horror film I watched because during Halloween I watch horror films like every day. It's this movie called like Totally Killer. So Marcus, let me just remember when we used to watch time travel movies and it would be kids in high school or whatever, and the time to travel back would be like in the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah.
So in this movie, this girl says, "Oh yeah, guys, we got to travel back in time to stop my mom from being murdered. We got to go back to the old days when she was in high school." That girl traveled to 1995. I was like, God, dog, bro. I'm like,
Oh,
so
no.
the 90s are officially the
alive and
old
well.
time, bro.
No, dude, I saw a video on
That's what I'm saying.
Instagram, and it was like dress up as like a vibe or like old school or something like that. It was like
the
everybody dressing up.
2000s.
Yeah, everyone was dressing up like the early 2000s in a costume, and I was like, damn, we have made it to be in a costume. We used to dress up like we were in the 60s and 70s, and now they're dressing up like us.
I was gonna say throwback days was like the 70s and 60s when we was in school. Now it's the 2000s.
Now people wearing baggy jeans. Now people wearing baggy jeans and Soldier Boy glasses for a throwback day. It's like, bro, what?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, where in the world did Joshua go?
I don't know, but I'm gonna see if I can catch him when he comes back.
The boy just slid out on us.
He got some technical difficulties,
No.
I guess.
Oh,
No,
Chad.
he just.
I watched. Speaking
What's
of
up?
horror films, I watched a film that I can consider as a horror film. I watched it on Halloween.
What's it called?
Dead Presidents.
I've never seen that. I want it.
That's-
I need to watch that.
That's a horror film because it's about black men growing up in New York in the 60s and they had to go fight in Vietnam and then come back home to, you know how they treat them vets when they come back, especially back then. They ain't had no good jobs or nothing, you know, so they was going through stuff and they tried to turn to a life of crime. And let's just say the crime did not pay for them in the end, so.
I gotta watch that. I've never seen Dead Presidents.
Ray's Tate, man, he was in his bag in the 90s, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, he really was, truly. Yeah, like
he was in his bag in the 90s, bro.
Oh yeah, no, he was him and his brother, man. Like they was doing their thing, like for real.
Yeah, Chris Tucker was in that movie. Keith David, Terrence Howard was in there.
Speaking of, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the lady from the first Blade movie, the one who he encountered, she was in that movie too. But go ahead, what you just finna say, bro?
No, I was just gonna say, speaking of Keith David, I was watching one of the movies I watched is actually one of Dimitri's favorite, The Thing. Like I realized that I've never seen The Thing.
Yeah, he was.
He was in that. I was just like, whoa.
That movie's amazing, isn't it?
No, that movie when that dog scene.
Yeah.
That dog scene.
Yeah.
I just know if I watched that when I was like 10 or 8, I would have ripped my eyes out.
It'll tone me up, boy.
I would have ripped my eyes out. That's
like you said, Chad.
Crazy.
Like you said when you was talking about what they say are the scariest movies and all that BS. Nah, bro. Them ain't got nothing on them kind of movies, bro.
They ain't got nothing on The Thing, man. The Thing will make you question everything. Like all your squad, you'd be like, oh, okay, who's who? Who's who?
No, bro.
Right now.
Bro, that one scene though, where my man when he touched the petri dish, bro, with that heat and that blood jumped, I was like, oh, I was tripping, bro. I was like,
the scene that always gets me is the one where his stomach opens up.
Yes, that's that famous scene from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was all practical too. So that's
and that's the thing, it's all practical, bro. All practical. I saw how like they made the thing with the face. I saw how they actually made that. That was amazing, bro.
And how it ended though, how it freaking ended with them just chilling there and you like not really knowing what was up. And there's a lot of theories about it, but it ended so it left you like on a cliffhanger. Who's who? Who's that the other?
That's why exactly. That's why I had to put that in that our monster video I did for the last day of October. I had to put the Thing in it.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite creatures, man. Because it's such a psychological, so psychological. You just like,
no, it's good.
Like it makes you go, oh, why'd you leave the room? Who are you? Like if one of your friends leave the room, and you're like, oh, what's going on?
Exactly. And it, like you said, it was a psychological thriller, and it was a like a body horror movie, which is like something that you don't really see mixed together a lot. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
and the cast was A1. So the
It
cast was
Yeah,
was,
good.
yeah.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so no, I definitely dug that one. But like I was telling, me and Joshua were just talking about it the other day. As far as new and old movies, like I'm not a purist or whatever or a snob when it comes to horror. I will accept a new movie and think it's great. There are a lot of great people out here doing horror. Nia DaCosta, of course, Jordan
Mm.
Peele. You got Ari Aster out there. Even M. Night Shyamalan he makes decent movies sometimes, but sometimes his movies tend to go off the rails every now and again. But like I said, I would like it if it's good. But the thing with these new folks, man, I don't know what they think is scary. It's just like, what?
They out here thinking the Nun is a scary ass movie. I'm like,
I
that
would
movie was
say
not
like
scary.
And don't get me wrong, for all of our viewers and listeners out there, I respect the Nun because it was written by a black woman. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
we love we love
Uh-huh.
to see it. We
Of
love to
course.
see
Of
it.
course. Yeah.
But yeah, that's not the end all be all when you talk about
if you want to be scared, watch what's our movie, Demetrius, about the book, the better
the
Babadook.
Babadook.
Babadook. Let me
Babadook is
tell you,
crazy, man.
something. I still haven't finished that movie. Okay, that's how scary it is.
No, it's and I'll be and yes, and that's a newer movie. The Babadook came out what maybe 7 years ago. It's like 6, 7.
2010s, yeah,
Yeah.
2010s.
Yeah, so man, that's a scary movie. And the thing I like about the Babadook is it doesn't like bring everything to you all at once. It's a slow burn. It's a slow
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
burn
and that's
until
what
Yeah.
the end of the
messes
movie.
you up. That's what the part where it was like that old like early silent film like looking movies, and he
That's my
popped up
favorite
in
Yeah.
there,
part of the movie. That's
dude.
my favorite
Because
part.
one of the first movies they showed us like when we was taking film was the Lumiere brothers, and they had made a film called Trip to the Moon, and that was
Trip
like
to
the
the
first
moon.
example of like special effects in movies, and they were just
Yeah.
using show magic and all that. And when I seen that
Hmm.
part, I was like, "Oh, this is like Trip to the Moon." And he popped up. I was like, "Nope, but no, I did
Exactly,
Hey,
not
bro.
sign up for this."
and you can't get rid of that thing.
You can't.
You can't get
No,
rid of it. So you just stuck
Oh,
with them.
no, you can't. So it's just like, man, it was a really good movie though. That's another like horror monster that doesn't get a lot of praise. But yeah, the Babadook, that's a good one.
That's
That's
why I had to
definitely
put him on my list. I was like, he got to be on the list
yeah, yeah,
because there's a lot of people that and there's a lot of good monsters out there and whatever like that. So
for
there's no
sure.
slack here. But I
Yeah, for
never
sure.
see anybody be like, oh yeah, the Babadook's scary. I'm like,
that's a good one. When you said that, I was like, man, I was like, I can't stand Demetrius because now I gotta go find the video clip with this dang monster. I was like, I've been avoiding it for 5 years now. Now I gotta go revisit
Hmm. Nah, you just be chilling and then you go to the baby's nursery or whatever. You see that book show up in the pile, it'd be like, oh, bruh.
it. We gotta burn the whole house
But
down,
I was
bro.
about, I
right?
was just, I was just about to say that we gotta burn the house down now. It's over with.
But you know what's crazy though? I think it's so. The thing I think that's so cool about the genre of horror is when you say monsters, people automatically go to thinking of something like grotesque or undead or supernatural or something like that. But sometimes the scariest monsters are people, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I put the family from Get Out in there. You
Yep.
talking about monsters? Like, bro,
Yes.
at the
Yes.
end when they all show their true colors and they
Mm-hmm.
standing there, that's one of the like
Yes.
creepiest things I've ever seen. Like as far as when it comes to regular people being monsters, like when the dad is
Yes.
like at the fireplace saying that old BS speech he was saying.
Yeah.
Man.
That's some creepy stuff right there, man.
Those like human or those like people like from us, they hit closer to home than like a Frankenstein. Like you can go, oh, Frankenstein looks like this. But when someone that looks like you out
It's a
here doing
regular
it, like that's
person.
why I don't think. I
Yeah.
guess that's why people thought Psycho, the guy from Psycho, the guy who was stabbed, the stab
Oh,
scene was
Norman
like scary.
Bates. Yeah,
Yeah, they
Norman
thought he
Bates.
was
Yeah.
scary. That
Norman Bates wasn't just scary; he was crazy.
yeah,
He
Like
was
yeah,
just he
yeah.
was just crazy.
my
And
dude kept his dead mother
yes.
skeleton in the basement.
Yes.
Okay, and he
Yes.
was saying that she was telling him.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, if we really want to think about it, he was the first Jason. because
Yeah.
he was still listening to his dad, mama tell him to do stuff. So
Yep.
that was like the first
Yeah.
Jason before it was Jason. But yeah, I always forget about Psycho. But yeah, Norman
And
Bates.
that's such a good one. Norman Bates is, and it's one of those things that's unfortunately it doesn't work anymore because the thing
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
already of course if you have the spoiler or whatever nobody's seen it before, but I mean that like it if you try to redo it today, because I know they had a Bates Motel show and it didn't do it for me, not
Yeah.
necessarily because not necessarily because I knew how the story would go, but just the medium that it was told in, like the black and white setting, the way that my boy, I'm blanking on his name, Marcus, what's his
Alfred
name,
Hitchcock.
yeah, the way Alfred
Yeah,
Hitchcock made his films, this is
and
you just can't redo it.
it was the first
Hmm.
on screen like killing, like where they
Yeah.
actually show somebody like
Exactly.
get stabbed to death. So it was
Exactly.
very groundbreaking as far as like
It was groundbreaking.
yeah.
Nah, it definitely was. But yeah, the thing I just don't like about horror, and me and Joshua were talking about it today for various reasons. Like we see a lot of gatekeeping, man. I don't know how you can gatekeep in horror. It's so wild to me.
It's like you said, it's crazy because horror is really not a genre that you can tie down to like one thing.
Thank
You can mix horror with so many other genres. Like you got sci-fi, you got
yes.
like you said psychological. You got thrillers. You got horror, and you can do a western and horror. You can do a
Hmm.
Yeah.
romantic horror. You can do a comedy horror, like Zombie Land and stuff like that. You got Alien, which is
Yep.
sci-fi horror. Like you can mix and mash it with anything. So I don't know why people are always trying to gatekeep and say what's horror and what's not, because it's really one. It's
Yeah.
almost really the only genre that you can really like blend and it works because it's that open.
It's because people like they love the old stuff. You know what I'm saying? They like to like they want to put
Yeah,
that on such a high pedestal, and you can't ever touch like Psycho and all these other movies because they were made in this era of when
yeah.
horror started. That happens with everything.
But
It's like
and it's
music
like
or whatever.
this, Demetrius. Look, when they say that though, it's almost like they shoot themselves in the foot because they want to talk about all these old horror films and the Universal monsters and this and that. I'm like, okay, so if y'all want to do that, what's Frankenstein? Science fiction and
Yep.
horror, right?
Yep.
What's like Dracula and Wolfman? That's all not even magic. What's the word I'm looking for? Supernatural
Yeah.
stuff,
Supernatural.
supernatural beings and all that. You know what I'm saying?
And like me and Josh were talking about romantic. Like I said,
Exactly. Yeah. It's all
Wolfman
revolved around romance.
and
Yep.
yeah, it's evolved around romance. Yeah.
So it's like, bro.
And just saying, just putting out there, just putting this out there too. Like I'm going on record with saying that the best werewolf movie, hands down, of all time is Wolf with Jack Nicholson. Like, bro, that
Oh, I
movie's
forgot
crazy.
about that one, bro.
That movie is
I
crazy.
forgot
I
all
watched that for
about
the
that
first
one.
time. I watched that for the first time this year. I watched that mess, bruh. That is a good because I don't particularly like vampires and I don't particularly like werewolves, but what just watching that and it works on so many levels. Number one, because every time you see a werewolf movie, the crux of like werewolf movies is like beauty, almost like Beauty and the Beast. It's beauty and ugliness. Like they want to turn the most statuesque, young, virile, popular person into this ugly monster. And that wasn't the case, Wolf, because you had Jack Nicholson, and when Jack Nicholson played that character, he was already an older man. He was like almost in his 60s at the time.
Mhm.
So, and he just killed it. It was such a good movie. And of course, my girl Michelle Pfeiffer was in it. That's Bay hands
That's
down.
crazy because they had Batman Returns on the other day. It was the day before Halloween, and I thought about you. I was like, that's Chad girl right there.
Oh, that's Bay right there. She's still a good whole
Nah,
self.
she
Like,
does. She does.
man,
She does. But yeah, it's funny that you said that about like the werewolves because that's why I was telling you if you ever got a chance to watch Werewolf by what is it by Night or whatever it is the
Oh yeah, he
Marvel
said he
one.
ain't gonna watch that.
No, but
man,
it's actually good, bro. That's probably like the best thing that they done because they didn't hold back on the horror factor of it. And the guy that plays a werewolf is I think he's supposed to be like Latino or something like that. And
oh, okay.
it's from like a bloodline. it's his bloodline. I think like his grandfather was one, a great grandfather, somebody, but it like skipped. And it's like it's passed down through their bloodline. And the transformation of the werewolf, it's like practical. It's no CGI. Like no
Oh,
CGI,
really?
bruh.
Hmm.
And then I like the black,
Okay.
like they just re-released it in color, but the black and white version is way better.
Oh, it was in black and
Like,
white.
yeah, the original version was in black and white when it first
Mhm.
came out, which was last year around
Mm.
October. Yeah, so they re-released it this year in color.
Ooh.
But
Okay, I'm gonna
it,
check that
like
out.
the makeup was really good, and then when my boy transformed into the werewolf, like they wasn't holding back on showing him like take people out and stuff. And then they had
Mm.
what was it? What is it? Man thing? What's the one in Marvel? I'm
Swamp
thinking
Thing? No, Man Thing. It was
it's
Man
No,
Thing.
Man Thing.
Swamp
Yeah,
Man
they
Thing.
Thing.
had
Man Thing.
Swamp Thing is
Swamp Thing's
DC. Yeah,
DC.
yeah
Swamp Thing is DC.
they
Yeah.
had Man Thing, and then they said Man Thing was like I think like 70% practical too. Like it wasn't
Oh,
all
okay.
Wow.
CGI. So like I don't know who was doing this and who they got to do it, but it did not seem like a Marvel project to me at all.
Okay,
Like
I'm gonna have to
it
check it out
seemed
then.
totally separate, and I was getting hype about it because I thought they was gonna like give us a little hint of Blade in there. I got too happy, and I had to come off my little
We
high
ain't go.
horse.
We ain't gonna see that
Yeah,
for quite some
we ain't gonna
time.
Yeah,
see that till we all have
yeah,
children.
but
So
nah, but definitely it was very aesthetically pleasing as far because I'm a fan of werewolves. I like werewolves. They don't make good
mm,
movies. They don't make a lot of good
at
werewolf
all.
movies. So it
No.
was cool to see that. So I enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely check that out. You mentioned all the things I like, black and white and practical effects. So I'm definitely gonna check that out. Cause I don't know, bro. Like I'm not against it. I swear, I'm not trying to be an old man, but it's just like some stuff, man. It just gets so when you see these Marvel movies and you see the Transformers movies, Pacific Rims, the Fast and Furious, the what do you call it? What's that, man? King Kongs and all that. It's
Oh, like
just so much smooth CGI, bro. It's just
It's so much. It's
it
so
just gets
much.
so boring. I'm just like, okay. So you just
And
get tired of it.
this I know it's more expensive to do practical, but damn does it looks
Oh
so
yeah.
good. Like I was just saying with Batman Returns in the first Batman, it's practical, right? And
Yep.
yeah, it looks like the time it was made, but I still enjoy it more because I know somebody actually built that set or that miniature or the Batmobile and the shoots and all that. Even when Marvel first was doing stuff, everything was practical. The more money they made, the bigger they got, the more
Yeah.
CGI they started using, which you can tell. But that's I think that's the thing though about horror though that works so well. Like even now, it's still a lot of practical stuff used in horror films because that's just like that was like the thing that made it stand out from the beginning. They didn't have money
Yeah.
to do certain stuff, so they had to make this stuff look real or make it happen somehow. That's always been the thing with horror films because they always been like low budget and they just now like probably in the past what 15, 20 years horror has started being like big budget films.
yeah.
Yeah, no, literally, because you got the like I said with the Wes Cravens and the Eli Roths, and yeah, you got a lot of money being poured into these horror films now, and especially now since Jordan Peele messed around and won an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Folks pouring that money in now. But like you to your point, Marcus, like you said about practical effects that just aren't going to go away. Miniatures are just never going to go away. That's just the best
Always
way
be
to convey
miniatures.
yeah, that's just the best way to convey like the illusion of a large area. One of the best practical effects that I think just towers leaps and bounds above all of them, even a lot of the horror films that come out today, was in the Poltergeist when the
Mm,
house
the house.
collapsed in on itself.
Did you see how they did
Hmm.
it,
Yes,
bro?
I know exactly how they
That
did
was
it.
like a one
Yes,
shot thing. Like they couldn't
that
mess
was a
up
one
on that,
shot
bro.
thing.
Like when
Yes,
they showed the
yes, bro.
diaphragm and like how they had the lines hooked up,
And they had to
and it was a
pull that
gun that
house.
they had to shoot
Yes,
to make
bro.
it, bro. Yes, yes,
So and that was
yes.
and when you look at it, you swear up and down it's CGI, but you think about the
It looks great.
time period, and it looks real because it is real. So it's just like, and I for all of my viewers and listeners, I want you guys to go and even y'all because I don't think y'all seen it. One of the other special effects or practical effects that I think stands leaps and bounds above anything that's ever been done is in a movie called The Gate. It's a movie called The Gate. Have y'all ever seen that?
No.
Oh
It
no.
sounds familiar.
It's a little
Sounds
B movie. It's a little B horror movie called The Gate, but it's practical effect heavy. And there's this one scene in The Gate where the brother and the sister in the movie, they're fighting. A zombie jumps into the room and they're fighting a zombie. And in one scene, the girl throws a boombox at the zombie, hits the zombie upside the head. The zombie's like dazed like this, and then he falls on the ground. And as soon as he hits the ground, he bursts into 20 little miniature demons that all start running around the room. Like it's crazy. Like it's such a
What?
good practical effect.
Hmm.
Yes,
So it's
the
called The
zombies
Gate.
just burst into demons. Yeah, and the scene is so good. It's on YouTube by itself. You can just type in The Gate and then type in
Zombie
zombie.
scene?
Yeah, yeah, that's one of
Okay.
the best practical effects. And they did it. It you would think it was stop motion, but it wasn't. They did it with a perspective trick. They used perspective to pull it off, and they used guys in demon costumes to
Yeah,
pull
you
it
can
Wow.
off.
tell. I just saw like a little picture of it. You can tell those are guys in costumes.
Yes,
It's
it's a
dope.
really good effect. So for all of our viewers and listeners out there, definitely go watch The Gate. The Gate is a super good horror film. The effects are crazy. Definitely check that out.
Mhm.
But one of the biggest reasons we are here tonight, guys, is because number one, I'm gonna just say it like this: the fact that I am such a huge horror fan, and the fact that I'm such the biggest Goosebumps fan in the world, makes this moment all the more sweet to me. So, to give the viewers and listeners background, a couple of weeks ago, me and Marcus, we all dropped a review of the new Goosebumps series. Goosebumps has a series now on Disney Plus. They dropped it during Halloween. It's starring the great Justin Long and a bunch of other awesome actors.
We are
And
not related, by the way. I wish.
right, no relation.
No
No
relation.
relation.
Hit Uncle Rugged.
No
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 relation.
relation.
but but yeah, so it's on Disney Plus right now, and it's killer. It's basically paying homage to all the old Goosebump stories, but instead of having them in separate anthology episodes, there's one huge through line, and the show uses the through line of the main narrative to break down all of the separate stories and to weave them all together in this cool little story, and it's so dope. We did the review, and the good folks from Goosebumps and Sony Studios saw our review, and they were so kind enough to send us a little gift package. So we're going to sit here and do an unboxing today of the package that we were sent by the good folks over at Goosebumps and Sony Studios. And we thank you all so much. This is awesome. We've been waiting to do an unboxing since we became a podcast. So for this to be our first unboxing
Whoa.
is huge. So
Yes.
thank you guys. We're going to see what we got up in this thing.
Let's crack
So,
it open.
Crack it open.
let's crack a lack
The
it.
hard work is paying off, man. We made it.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to look at this first. We got us a card for all of our viewers and listeners to see. A little card for the series. We got Slappy in the middle. Got the boy Justin Long right there. And it says, "Thank you for being a Goosebumps fan. Best wishes from Sony Pictures Television Marketing." Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
first and
sure.
foremost, we got us the Goosebump
Fire.
snapback. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Fire. That's fire.
Yes,
That's
sir.
heat.
With the little
That's heat.
Goosebump sticker in the
That's
back.
heat. Oh, that's so much
Got
heat.
the
Oh, that's a
yeah,
trucker.
The
bro.
trucker, like the
That's a
trucker.
Got the
trucker.
trucker.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the
Uh-huh.
trucker
Got the Goose-
snapback. That's heat.
Yes, that is lit. That is lit. And we got us a really cool
A
Oh,
tote bag. Let's
bag.
go.
Goosebumps
Okay.
tote. Look at that.
Hey.
Okay.
With the new logo from the new
The new
series.
logo. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So we got that nice little tote. And I thought about you, Dmitri, when I saw this. These guys actually sent us some candy. Some Jolly Ranchers gummies.
Hey, yo, I want that.
I got you, bro. I got you. Got the Jolly Ranchers gummies. So we're gonna split it up between all of us. Everybody getting some, so it's all good.
Hey, I'll take those.
So we got the.
Look, Dimitri's like, F all the clothes and everything. I need the sugar. Give me the sugar.
And me being a nerd, bro, for the series and a horror book collector, and this part really just almost brought tears in my eyes, bro. So they gave us a tin can filled with 4 original Goosebumps books, bro. And these are them on the back right here.
Oh yeah, they just made your whole year.
They got you, bro.
I'm not even taking this out the box. Okay, this is staying right here, wrapped up, sealed. This is to get this from Goosebumps, bro. Oh yeah, come on,
yeah.
And the books, it comes with 5 books. It comes with some of my favorites, man. Stay Out of the Basement, The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, The Haunted School, Piano Lessons, Can Be Murder, and my all-time favorite. This is where my love of time loop stories comes from. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom.
Ooh, bro. I remember that one. That's
that's a good one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And of course, all of these are drawn by one of our favorite Square Roundtable podcast guests, Mr. Tim Jacobus. So thank you, sir, for providing all of this awesome art.
Totally.
And once again, thank you to Sony Studios and Goosebumps. We really appreciate y'all, man. So thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you so much.
We made it, man.
We did. That's
made
dope,
it,
man.
Nah, it's really cool, man. I'm definitely hyped over it because when I got it, because I know y'all probably saw it because I was just chilling, and then because me and Marcus dropped it, and I think literally, bro, like maybe 3 days later, I got an inbox from Sony Studios talking about hey, we want to send the Square Roundtable some Goosebumps goodies. I'm like, what? So like, I was definitely hyped, man. So like I said, being a horror nerd, being around Halloween, and plus just loving the series because I watched the new series. If you guys, for all of our viewers and listeners, and for you 3, if you haven't gotten a chance to really sit down and watch it yet, it's lit, man. It's really lit. So
I got it queued up in my list. So
yeah, it's gonna be
queued up
watched.
for me to watch. Definitely.
Definitely.
I just want to just give a big clap to Chad for doing the reviews, man. He be killing it,
man.
He be killing them. Yeah, he be killing them reviews, man.
He's sending my way, and I'll be like, man, like he don't understand how helpful it is. Like how good his reviews are and like how he break it down and say stuff because it helps me with the visuals and I don't have to do much like to put it together. It's a big help when you send me those and everything is like in order and I can just get it out. You see how fast I'll be doing them.
It'll be record time, bro. I'll be like, dang, because and just in that same breath, I want to give a huge round of applause and a ton of respect to everything that Marcus does, man. Like for all of our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, totally.
If you ever see, big ups, man. So for our viewers and listeners, if you ever see a short video, like most recently we did the Monsters of the Square Roundtable, and those go crazy. So for anybody who's ever seen those, that's the guy, man. Marcus is doing it. So
Marcus the dude, man. He's our guy.
That guy, man. So we're all, you know what I'm saying? We're all one big team here at the Square Roundtable. So for us to even get any kind of recognition by our viewers and listeners is amazing, and for us to get recognition by the GOATs, man, you know what I'm saying, by Goosebumps themselves for a review that we did, that's just, like I said, that got me emotional, man. I was like, what? Because we always talked about every time we see somebody like opening something from Marvel Studios or blah blah blah, we're like, man, when we gonna get a shot? Somebody need to send. We always talk about it. Somebody need to send us a box. And who better than Goosebumps? It's crazy.
Yeah, no, especially because and especially because we grew up with I got tongue tied. We grew up maybe, but we grew up with Goosebumps, and me and Chad both collecting the books and even having the toys, the Goosebump toys. Yeah,
What you
so
know
it's
about the Goosebump toys, Josh?
a little
You know
something,
about the
something.
Goosebump
I
toys?
was over here being quiet. I know a little something, something. But yeah, the Goosebump toys and the books, and no, it definitely feels like a full circle moment for sure. And you know, being
Definitely.
fans of horror like we are, it's definitely dope.
At the end of the day, who can say that I got a goodie bag from Goosebumps, man? Not many people.
Exactly.
Nah.
Goosebumps, man.
Yeah, man, coming through, man. So once again, Sony Studios, Goosebumps, we appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
But
But yeah, guys, it definitely means a lot. Like I said, and once again, you got, like I said, you got new horror taking cues from the old stuff. And like I said, I watched the show and I was just like, this is good. They had a lot of practical effects too. And they also used a lot of CGI. But my thing is they used it in the right places. And at the end of the day, the story was good. Like I was telling Joshua, I don't mind new horror if the story is just good. Like, for example, Marcus, like we talk about, because you've seen Hereditary, right?
I have seen some of it, but I know what it's about.
Yeah. So the thing with Hereditary, like I was talking to Joshua about what makes it scary for me. And every time I watch Hereditary, people always reference like the scenes, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is the scariest movie of all time." And you're like, "Why is it scary?" And they're like, "Oh, because of the scene when the mom got possessed." I'm like,
of course,
yeah,
that's the most obvious scene that they're gonna pick.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, but the thing for me that makes it scary is the inevitability of what's about to happen. Like in the movie, that the story's about a broken family. Like I said, the mom, grandma has died, grandma passed away, and the mom feels like she never got a chance to reconcile with her mom how she felt and how she felt about the stuff that went on in her household. And because of the stuff that grandma did to mom, now mom is taking that and putting that into her own family. Her son is estranged from her. The only person she really cares about that is her daughter. But her daughter's got some, stuff going on because of what grandma did. And little does everybody know what's about to go on in a few short coming weeks with the son being possessed and he's being the new embodiment of this Paimon demon and mom getting possessed and all that. All of this is inevitable because of the mess and the satanic crap that grandma was doing with her little satanic cult years prior. So she had put this mess into effect way before she died. So everything that happens that everybody's trying to escape from, there's no escape. It's going to happen. And that's the part that's scary for me when you deep dive into it and look at those. But and once again, I'm not a snob. I'm not saying, oh, I know about more about horror than you. That's not necessarily. I hope that's not what it sounds like. But I'm just like, when people don't really watch the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like folks don't be watching it.
It's deeper than like the surface level. You got to get a couple watch-throughs before you like start piecing things together. Like you miss certain things the first time you might watch a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's scary. Mama crawling the wall and stuff. Her head turn around and she's on fire. Yeah. Okay. Yes, these things are scary. But my thing is like, it's like the subtext though. The subtext is what's scary. We need to get out of that. And I almost said it. Because I almost said we need to get out of that conjuring way of thinking. But at the end of the day, movies like The Conjuring and Insidious, they deserve a place too. All horror deserves a place.
The movie that legitimately like creeps me out, like it wasn't scary, but initially the thought of it is it's like the movie Smile. Like that movie scared the fuck out of me.
I did like Smile.
I heard that was
yeah, it's good, but it's just so like when you finally see what the fuck it is, you're just like, man, there's no escaping it. Like,
no,
it's gonna happen to you. There is no getting out of the loop of it or surviving. Once you get hit with it, it's done.
It's over with.
It's
over with.
I got one for y'all that I know ain't none of y'all seen.
What? Try me.
It's called Gerald's Game.
I've seen Gerald's Game plenty of times. Great movie.
Oh, you saw it, dude?
Yes,
you
sir.
talking about creepy? Like,
that is creepy.
the fact that you're chained to a bed and you can die
You know,
from like thirst, and you gotta figure out how to live, and then you start hallucinating
bro,
and seeing your dead husband
that
like talk to
game,
you.
that bro, that show Gerald's Game made me not want to do that anymore. I was just
Yeah,
like
man.
that chain to the bed mess,
I was like,
especially
nah, I'm
nah, man.
good.
Somebody catch a good old heart attack and leave me there. I'm like,
Bruh.
oh no,
And
man,
then the little, what was it, like death that was coming for her, and it kept popping up, and
right?
she saw it, and I was like, ooh, like that's the stuff that's creepy because it can actually happen to you.
That can
Something that
actually
can actually
happen.
happen.
Yeah,
Exactly, bro.
yeah.
Just like you said, bro. Like I think that's what's scary about stuff. Like you said, the anticipation of what's gonna happen, or like the build up. Just like with Jordan Peele,
Hmm.
that's why he's so good. Like in Get
Yep.
Out, it wasn't scary to me when they finally showed like what they were doing and how it was playing out. What was scary is when he was talking, trying to interact with the people that were already went through the procedure, and the way they were acting and how they said stuff. And then when they snapped out, like when old boy snapped out of it and he was like, "Get out," I was like, "Oh shit." That's scary.
Yes.
When that's almost the cue of telling the audience, "Hey, it's not gonna get any safer. Get out of here while you can. But if you stay, then you have to go along for the ride." That's a
Hmm.
film. That's a director
Yes.
giving his audience like a warning. Hey, it's finna get real. So
Yeah.
It's the realism of it, but it's also like the hopelessness of it. Like you're like, there is
Exactly.
no way out of this.
hold
Like
on,
once
hold
you
on.
stuck,
Say that again, Dmitri. You just said some real shit. Say that one more time.
it's not only like the realism of it, but it's like the hopelessness.
Damn it. Woo! You gotta package
Mhm.
that up and just that's Demetrius almost sound like one of my professors from college just then, man.
But nah, that's the truth though. That's the truth. And I think tapping into being able to tap into that feeling is really as a tough thing to do, but that's why I love guys like Jordan Peele, Ari Aster, Wes Craven, what's his name, Rod Serling. These guys were able to tap into that and scare you not only on a surface level, of course, but on an existential level because you were just like, wow. Because one of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes is, I think it's called, gosh, what is it? Five characters, five characters one, where they're all trapped in that room. I think it's called Five Characters in a Room, something like that. I gotta find the episode name. But yeah, have y'all seen that? It's like the
I
one
don't
with
think I've
the.
seen that one.
No, I don't
Let
think
me
so.
see.
My favorite one of my favorite ones is the one you told me about years ago,
The
Chad.
Monsters on Maple Street.
Not that one. That's my favorite one, but the one where it was like the lady was singing the song and he was calling a time
Oh
bomb.
yeah, no,
Dude,
that's my. I
Yeah,
love
that's a
that.
good one.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last Twilight Zone episode ever. That's the last one. That's like the series
dude,
finale.
I couldn't
Yeah.
sleep that
Hmm.
night when I watched it, bro.
It's
No,
called
that was
Five Characters in Search of an Exit.
yep, five
Mm,
characters in search of, and and I like that also because number one, even though that's old, Rod Serling was taking cues from another. He wasn't necessarily a horror writer, but he was a philosopher, John Paul Sartre. John Paul Sartre
mm,
wrote a play called No Exit. Basically the same premise, but the premise for No Exit was that there were these characters, all of them trapped in a room together, and none of them realized that they were actually in hell, and that was the hell that they were going to experience. It wasn't like being poked or prodded with whatever. It wasn't being swallowed up by fire. The takeaway from that play was hell is other people, and it was such a crazy play. But yeah, that's where Rod Serling got it from. And like I said, just that concept. And for all of our viewers and listeners, if you really want to read something that is completely, like Demetrius said, hopelessness, read No Exit by John Paul Sartre. I actually did I buy that book? I actually think I need to get that for my collection. But either way, great story, great story. But yeah, man, as you can see, I'm a nerd, man. I could talk about this stuff all day. Like,
He's a horror
man,
nerd. That's his whole
you
book.
is
His
you
thing.
would have thrived so well in that class I took, Chad, you probably would have been like, you probably would have got there early every morning, been in the front of
For
the
real.
class, did every homework assignment. That
Bro,
was a class made just for you, bro.
I wish I took it. I actually want to. I wish I could have taken Miss Tananarive Dew's class, the Sunken Place. I wish I could have taken
Mhm.
her Sunken Place class because I know that was going to be awesome. So, man, anything dealing with, because the thing about horror is that's why I love it so much. It's an art form to where it's been done. Things have been done so many times. We already know that what the killer is going to do. We already know what a werewolf is, what the vampire is. So for somebody to be like a Jordan Peele or a Nia DaCosta or somebody like that, or Tananarive Due, for somebody to be prolific or successful in this genre today, you have to find a way. There's no other. It's once again, Dimitri, it's like that hopelessness. You have to find a way to turn these concepts on their head, to say something new about them. And if you don't do that, you're not going to be successful. But once again, if you take what's the movie like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and then you turn around and you have a movie like Get Out, or you have a movie like They Clone Tyrone, which
Man,
are the
woo,
same concept but turned on
the
its head.
same.
If you can do that, that is fantastic writing ability, and that's what I love about that genre. Is some of the most creative writers are in that genre.
Yep.
No, definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. So, one thing I wanted to ask you guys, man, any final thoughts before we go ahead and wrap this thing up for tonight?
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about your thoughts on the Spider Verse before we tied everything all
Oh
the way up.
yeah, I totally forgot about the Spider Verse. Yeah, we can definitely
Yeah, let's
jump into
talk
that.
about that
So,
because I wanted to hear your vocalized opinions on the podcast.
oh
Get you out
yeah,
here and
yeah,
talk
yeah,
your
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Demetrius just want Chad to have an ether moment. That's
I do. I love them. They're so great.
that's all.
Ether moment,
That's all.
not
Demetrius
the
is
not,
big. He
not
over
the
there
ether
like
moment.
this, like Mr. Burns.
No, no,
Yes,
he's
yes,
definitely got the
yes.
Mr. Burns fingers. Nah,
Uh,
so yeah, for all of our viewers and listeners, I know you guys have already seen Marcus and Demetrius's review on Across the Spider Verse, and if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. It's awesome. And I wasn't in that episode. Joshua wasn't in that episode because at the time we didn't watch the movie. And if as anybody knows, after Halloween, they did release that movie on Netflix, and me and Joshua watched it immediately. I watched it while I was at work and loved it. I loved every second of it. I loved Gwen's story. I loved the sort of like through line between Miles's dad and Gwen's dad. I really loved that. I loved how they literally introduced every Spider-Man they could think of in the movie. I love Pavitier. I love all of the spiders. I love except for Spider Woman. I can't stand that woman.
I
No,
knew
What did
it.
we
Spider
say?
Woman is
What did
off.
we say, Demetrius?
She's
I
What
off.
did
told
we
him.
Can't
say?
Yeah.
stand her.
What do we say?
Yeah.
Totally
she
useless.
she's a trash can. Now keep in mind, I love my girl. I love my girl Issa Rae. Issa Rae is bae. That's my girl for real. I know she's married, but if she wasn't, I would totally wife her down for sure. But it's all good. She's taken off the market respectfully. But anyway, so that's my girl. But nah, bro, Spider Woman was trash. She was totally trash because I'm just like, so I thought Spider Women were supposed to stick together. You know what I'm saying? She's so far up Miguel's butt, she can't see straight. I'm just like, and I understand
Mhm.
Miguel because Miguel's number one. I can't. I am biased because of Miguel because that's my guy. I voiced Miguel in the Spider-Man project, but whatever, it's all good. But so just putting that out there, that's my guy. But I don't. I get Miguel because he's like, hey, I'm the Spider-Man that has to hold this whole thing together. If I don't, like he said with himself, he was like, hey, I thought it was all good too. I saw a version of myself that was happy with a wife and a family, and that version of me died, and I tried to replace him. And when I did, everybody in that universe died, including my daughter in my arms. So it's just, I see why you can't do this. So yeah, he's wanting Miles to sacrifice his father like every Spider-Man has made a sacrifice. And Miles was like, nah, bro, I ain't finna do that. But at the same time,
So I like Miles. Hey, bro, I ain't having that. Like,
He's
no,
like, I'm
yeah,
gonna do
I
my
ain't
own
having that,
thing.
bro.
His whole, like I said in the movie, in our review, like the truest Spider-Man in the room with Miles Morales out of all of them.
Out of all of them, he was, except for Hobie. Hobie was
Oh
kind of
yeah,
like,
Hobie.
was
Oh
very-
yeah, But
Hobie
Hobie
And
did. Hey, but Hobie dipped out before that scene. So,
but look though, he gave Miles if it wasn't for him telling Miles that he had to use the palms of his hand to break that barrier, Miles wouldn't have been able to get out. So he saved Miles.
No, he
Ooh,
saved
yeah.
Miles. He's there. I'm just saying.
But I love the subtext though, how Miles was like, "Hey, bro, is this whose dude is this? Is he stealing my girl or something?" Because you saw how like Gwen started. Gwen was cold, bro. She until my boy Hobie came around and she was all giggling and laughing and stuff. Miles was like, hold up.
And they wanted to make
Who is
it
this?
and they before Hobie even came on the screen, they were talking about I was just hanging out with Hobie. I was chilling with Hobie. And then Pavitier was like, "Oh, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know who Hobie is.
Like, he doesn't know who
Miles
Hobie
was
is,
like,
bro."
who? I was like, what? You gonna do me like that? It's only been
Yeah.
like what, a year?
He had her jacket on and stuff. She had his jacket on or something like that. Something like that.
I'm just like, yo, she done replaced you
Damn,
already.
Gwen, it's like that.
Yeah, Gwen was cold out here.
What's your boy Dr. Umar? We got to stay focused.
We got to
stay focused.
My brothers, we got to stay focused.
We got to.
That motherfucker, he was mad about Miles and Gwen. That's
he was.
Don't mind me, but that's just I was just thought about that. He was so upset about that.
The man was
so
heated.
Mad about that.
My man was like legit heated. But nah, man, like I said, the movie was great. I loved how dramatic my boy Scarlet was. Scarlet was way too dramatic.
He was so dramatic. Emo as hell.
No, I just gotta stay here.
Right. And as he should be. Everybody was,
that's Ben's whole thing, like
perfect.
in the comics. Like he's so like traumatic.
And then they put on our boy Donald Glover. He finally got his debut.
Yeah.
Donald got his
debut as a Prowler in not an MCU movie. I just want to put that out there.
Exactly. And not an MCU movie. Got his much needed.
You know what though, bro? Honestly, after seeing like the Spider-Verse and going back and watching the Andrew Garfield movies and the Tobey Maguire movies and even the Venom movies, like I really think Sony should just go ahead and just do a whole Spider-Man universe and just do their own thing. Because I think they honestly understand it better than the MCU does.
Yeah, I think
as far as like
they do,
the Spider-Man character, they really get, especially with Miles. They nailed Miles. They hit Miles out of the park.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
No, they did. Miles is perfect, and like I said, even the structure of the movie. I don't know how long that movie was, but it felt like a 15-minute movie. Just me sitting there watching.
Didn't
I was
it?
Like,
it
felt so short. And that movie was almost 3 hours. So
and it made you want part two like that.
Yeah,
bro. That I was just about to say that. So the build up, number one, this is me, somebody who's like hasn't seen the movie, has watched every trailer. I've watched reviews for the movie. I watched y'all's review, and I still didn't see the twist coming. That they dropped him off in the wrong universe because that was the universe the spider was in. I was like, dang.
You know what though? And this is when I hate myself that I pay attention to stuff all the time like I do when I watch movies. When I went to see it, I went to see it with somebody. I was like, oh look, you see the 42? The 42 popped up. They sending him to the wrong universe. And then I said it, and I was like, no, you think so? How do you know that? And I was like, when you say stuff, let me shut up then, because I don't want to ruin them for nobody. And then when I saw him, like when he got there, I immediately knew from the color palette. I was like, bro, he is not in his universe, bro. Like it is somewhere.
I didn't even think of that because it was a completely different color palette.
And here's the thing, they set that thing up way early on, because if you look back at when they introduced the Spot and they talk about the spider, there was the Miles from Earth 42 there. They already had him set up in the little thing where he took the spider from that universe. You saw him about to bite the Miles with the, as I said, the Miles with the dreaded up Miles, I'm calling them. Yeah, the braids.
Yeah.
They already spoke. Like, if you
Nah,
paid
man.
attention, you would have noticed that. But that was crazy. The reveal was amazing. But let's
It
talk about
was
what you
amazing.
really want to talk about here. Let's talk about
Here goes
let's talk about
Demetrius.
the real
Look at
thing.
man, this dude
This
right here,
man.
man.
This
He be
man.
trying to get it out of folks, bro.
Nah, but nah. Okay, so number one, I'll start like this. The twist in the movie happened, and then we see the Spider-Man version of the Avengers just show. You got my girl Gwen, you got the mech version of
Spider-Noir.
Spider-Man, Spider-Noir, Spider-Pig, along with my girl Spider-Bite, which is now Joshua's favorite Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Spider-Bite is the truth. And then you got my boy Hobie. I'm like, oh snap. And they all posing on the roof. I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. And then the reveal happens when Miles comes out the shadows. Miles G. Morales comes out the shadows and attacks Miles. And now they do the reveal. And Miles Morales is like, hey, you gotta let me go back to my timeline for our father dies. And my man's like, why would I do that? And I'm just like, oh my God, it's about to go down. And then the film cuts to black. I'm like, no, bruh. What Demetrius is referring to, is right after the movie went off, me and him had a conversation. And I was just like, yo, I'm like, this fight between not Peter Parker, the fight between Miles Morales and Miles G. Morales, that's about to be the crazy. They finna be doing some boxing. And then this man comes to me talking about Miles G. Morales is a good guy. I'm like, what?
What?
I'm like, how do you know that?
Where was that?
Oh yeah, I don't even think. See, Joshua didn't even know. See, Joshua, look. Apparently,
Look at
they
Josh
done put
face.
online already that Miles G. Morales is basically Batman. He's just Batman.
Yeah, he's a vigilante. But
He's a
it's
vigilante.
crazy. And it's crazy because if you go back and watch it, they actually tell you when in the movie they mention something about the Sinister Six, and then they say something on the radio about him as a vigilante and stuff like that. And then like you get hints of it from like his uncle, and then it's a deleted scene where it shows like him and his uncle like giving out medical stuff, supplies to people and all that at the hospital his mom worked at. Yeah, he definitely is a Batman. Proud.
Yeah. And
I'm
that
just
his ego like got deflated immediately. His whole demeanor just went down
Yeah.
Oh
immediately. He was
no,
like,
Yeah, because I'm just like,
Ugh.
I'm just like, here's my thing. If he was a good guy like that, what was with all the extra? Why you got to be extra? Why did he attack Miles? I'm just saying, why did he go through the whole? Oh, that's not my dad. Why would I do that? It's like what?
Yeah.
It's like, why even go through that whole thing? Well,
Exactly.
the last scene
Like,
needs to be deleted. Delete the last scene out of the movie, because if he's a good guy, then why are we setting it up like it's going to be the greatest fight since Spider-Man versus Doc Ock?
Exactly. Because what I was thinking was when I first saw it, I was like, oh, he's part of the Sinister Six.
mm-hmm,
Right.
yeah.
He running things, and Miles gonna have to fight him, and he gonna kick Miles, hit the good Miles out of his universe because he gonna beat him down so bad, and then everybody gonna have to regroup and all that and stuff. Thinking like this dude is finna be a problem. And then when all that, like when they came out with all this other crap, I was like, so what was, like you said, Chad, what was the purpose of
It was not
making him
needed.
look all mean and stuff, and him coming out the shadows with the mask?
That's why they deleted that thing, dude. That's why they deleted the thing, because they had to set you up for the next movie.
Man.
yeah, that's crazy. They did all that just to say that Miles is emo.
He's just emo. He's
just
just an
emo.
emo good guy. It's just
Right,
like,
okay.
and my thing is like, was that like a comic? Is there a comic with him as the Prowler already out pre-movie that I don't know about or something?
I don't think so. I don't think
I
so.
don't think it is. I think that's just totally them.
And like I said, I'm not gonna trash it, because I trashed a few things about this movie that we just got before I watched it, and I was wrong because I really enjoyed some of the aspects of it. But for me, it's like the Prowler is a thief, bro. The Prowler is a bad guy. He's not a good guy. I don't understand why they just said, "Oh yeah, the Prowler. He's just like he's good now." No, he's a thief. Like I'm just like, bro, you just ruined it.
Yeah,
the bigger question in here is the bigger thing in the room is like, why can't we just not have things spoiled for us? Like, why can't we just
That's
like?
yes.
That's the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Is like, why can't we just see it when the movie comes out or when the trailer comes out? Why do we have to have after this?
Yeah.
They drop all these little things like, oh yeah, the Miles P. Morales is a good guy, or Toby's gonna be in the new movie. It's like, why don't you just let us see it?
Right. It's like foreplay. It's like too much. I'm going to sleep with you. You ain't got to keep, what I'm saying, tugging me or whatever, kissing my neck and stuff. Stop. We good. I'm going to sleep with you. You ain't got to.
The deal is, we sealed the deal, baby.
It's sealed. We sealed the deal already. I'm going to pay for this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
That's a wild analogy, but yeah.
It makes sense though. It's perfect. It works.
Sense, it works.
It's just I don't understand. They're just like, yeah, guys, the movie's over, but check this out and check that out, and or before it even releases, we get the whole movie in a trailer
or the game.
I was about to say, or the Spider-Man game, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I'm gonna get all the smoke, bro. I don't care who watches this. I appreciate you for being a fan. Stop uploading those swinging videos on Instagram.
Bro,
Stop uploading those swinging videos. Stop uploading those swinging videos on. I'm tired of opening my Instagram and seeing another Peter Parker in a suit with wings. He's got wings now. I don't know.
No, the swinging compilation.
Yeah. I'm tired of that. Stop.
Which is from the comics, but I'm just tired of seeing it, bro. Like,
I don't want to see it.
The one I keep seeing is where he goes, he does like this and he pulls slingshot. Yeah.
That all started with like the Miles game where they would like change the music in the air. That's where it all started from.
I'm just like, stop it, guys, because I've already had one big part of the game kind of spoiled for me, because I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna wait till the price go down a little bit, because them new generation games be $75. That's crazy, but
for a glorified DLC,
bro. Man, so I'm gonna wait till that price go down. But no, I've already had some stuff spoiled for me in the game, and I'm just like, bruh, why? Stop uploading. It should be a rule. Just like you should automatically have your stuff deleted. But that's just the new era of games. People don't care about playing the games. They care about being the first to post gameplay footage so they can get followers and likes and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah, like you said, Demetrius, that's really the biggest thing. The Miles Morales movie, and that's just a symptom of the bigger problem, is like, why are we having spoilers? And the crazy part is not just from the fans. Why are we having spoilers where they're showing us the first 15 minutes of a movie or a video game online? It's like, why are you doing that?
All, bro.
Or just showing us a specific mission that's in the game or whatever like that. I don't want to see that. Just show me the trailer. Get my money trailer is what I call it now.
Get my money trailer, yeah,
and release the game.
I'm gonna tell you what made me want to wait even more to get the game, because they missed the opportunity to have Black Suit Spider-Man yell "Shocker" like in the animated series.
Oh yeah.
And when I saw that was in there, I was like, I don't want it.
You had one job. You had one job, man.
Yeah, one job.
Shocker.
Had one job and you ruined it.
Yeah,
when did he do that? I don't remember Black Suit Spider-Man ever doing that.
Bro, it was in the animated series, right? Series, when he got the black suit, he had his voice. The more he wore it, the guy that voiced him, he came up with this kind of like grumpy, like angry voice, and he was chasing Shocker, and he was like, "Shocker! Shocker!" It's like screaming at him, and like he was sounding like real creepy, like a creep. I'll send it to you, Josh.
You need to have it in the game. That's your one opportunity, man. You had it.
Yeah.
The net was there and you missed.
This was a little before your time, Josh, so I understand why you don't get the reference.
And everybody in this game got a buff. You got Peter got a buff, MJ got a buff, Miles got a buff.
MJ looks crazy. MJ looks crazy, and I will be the first, maybe not the last. MJ, what is with the and don't come for me. You know what I'm saying? Don't come for me. Like,
I don't think I've
come
seen
on.
MJ. I don't think
MJ
I've seen
looks
how she looks.
crazy. What happened?
Yeah,
from the
they gave her a whole like she done went to the
She looks like
beauty
Rocky Dennis.
supply store. She
She
went to
looks
the beauty
crazy.
supply store and got her some inches.
Man, she looks crazy. She looks like Rocky Dennis, man. Look up for all of our viewers and listeners, look up what Rocky Dennis looks like. You'll see what I'm talking about. Like that lady looked crazy. And I'm just like, and why does she have her own? Is she like Black Widow
She's
now?
Tomb Raider.
She's
Yeah,
Tomb Raider.
It's
Tomb
Tomb Raider, yeah.
She's black. And don't get me wrong, like I think it's cool, sure. You know, I mean, that's fine. But am I missing that? Is there a thing in the comics where she's like kicking butt or something that I'm missing?
Not that I know of, unless they dropped a new issue that I didn't know about.
Yeah,
She's like a reporter. No, what does she do? I even forget.
Is she a reporter?
No, I don't think she is.
She's an actress. I know she's an actress.
She's an actress.
She's an
That's what it is.
In
I'm
the
getting her
game,
confused with what's her name, Lois Lane. At the second.
Yeah, in the game, she's a reporter. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't mind an active love interest. My thing is Peter's MJ from the MCU movie is very active. Of course, we all know that literally every iteration of Gwen Stacy's active. She'll get active with you real quick. Your girl Lois Lane, active, stupid active. But Mary Jane has never been that. So it's just like, this is so weird.
Mary Jane is toxic.
Mary Jane's the type of woman that jumps off the side of a building to see if you're going to be there for her.
Just to see if you're going to catch her so she can say that you
And here's the thing. I'm not coming. That's actually in the cartoon. I'm not even making this up.
That's a real thing. Like, she actually did that. Toxic. That's toxic as hell. You're going to jump off a building just because I got superpowers.
The 90s animated show was crazy, man. They had a lot of stuff in that.
Nah, that mess was crazy.
The Vulture had a whole age thing where he would take the age from people, and that's how he got his like powers or whatever. Like that was a whole concept.
That's weird.
That was all.
But speaking of Vulture though, like the Spider-Verse got Vulture down pat. That is the coolest.
Oh, yeah,
the second coolest Vulture. The second coolest Vulture because Michael Keaton is Michael Keaton. So.
Come on,
Michael. Yeah, ain't nobody topping Michael.
But I loved like how he was like he had the whole old school Italy Renaissance thing going on. Yeah, and like all his weapons.
Like Italian, right?
Yeah, he was speaking in Italian, and when he tossed his weapons, like you could see the equations around the weapons,
yes,
and like how he designed them and stuff.
Man, dude, the animators on that, man, they did great. Bro. I love this new wave of animation that's like coming as far as like shading and looking like it's comic book. So they did the same thing with the Ninja
Turtles movie.
Yeah, I love that style. I don't know what it is about it. I like how it's not polished all the way. Some of it is, some of it is, and then some of it isn't. Like the way Hobie looked, like it was all like looked like paper mache and collage and stuff. Like I love how that looked,
and I love the attention to. I love how the attention to detail, because the biggest thing about Hobie that he wanted to come across as is he's just completely nonconformist in every aspect of the word, even so much so that his frame rate was different than all the other characters. Joshua pointed that out. Like his frame rate was like a little different than everybody else.
Like his frames per second and his frames per second and his model. And his character model,
his model kept changing.
It's different. Yeah. It's different from everybody else's. Yeah. And also another cool thing about the movie that I really liked is how like the Spot was they kept his sketch lines on his character. They never actually
I pointed that out too, like where the shoulders and they had the circle and the line here. Yeah. I was like, that is so dope that they kept.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was real ballsy of them to do that. I love that.
Yes, and the Spot's dark design, like when he went all black, crazy.
I can't wait to see him.
No, that was like one of the not to cut you off, Marcus. But yeah, that was like one of the biggest things that killed me about the movie. Is he got this crazy ass power up, and basically they were just like, you're not gonna see him do anything with it until the next movie. It's like that's
right. Now you gotta wait.
It was a
But,
deleted scene where he was supposed to body this villain's tavern thing or whatever like that with his new powers or something like that. But they cut it out of the movie. So you would have got to see it,
Dang.
but they were like, nah, not until the next movie.
Yeah, let's see.
what Dave Chappelle said in the Chappelle show? Gotcha, bitch.
No, that's basically what that was. Because
Exactly.
I wish we had a camera so you could have seen me and Joshua's expression. Because I swear, I did not think that the movie was going to end right there. We were both like, "Bro, what?" Like we were
Yeah.
tripping. We were straight tripping.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'll go on record. Like I've always, since the beginning of the podcast, I've always been a person that really wanted Miles Morales to be in live action. I will go on record, bro, to say after I seen this movie, just keep Miles the way it is, bro. I don't want a live
Right?
action Miles to
Yep.
mess this
Yep.
up. Let's just make
Yeah.
this Miles. Let's just make him animated and keep it as is. I don't want to change.
Because it
at
works
all.
better.
Yeah,
That
no,
works so
I'm
much
Works
better.
better.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm afraid of him. I'm
I'm
definitely
afraid of
afraid.
MC. I'm afraid of MCU Miles. That's what I'm
Yeah,
afraid
for
of.
Yeah.
sure. I'm afraid of MCU Miles, and I'm also afraid of them using his more recent costume design. Like, I'm not going to say. See,
Talk about it. Talk about it.
see,
Come on, talk
That's
about
like,
it.
That piece
Talk
of
about it.
trash.
I'm just like, why does he? It's like, why is he wearing a sweatsuit? And he's not even wearing red anymore. It's like pink. They're like it gave him like
It's like
Yeah.
pink.
they gave him like a
It's like a
magenta.
pink tracksuit. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, and he has like the little like
Because
weird
he's
like
black, Josh.
Yeah, he's got the what did New Earth say? He's got the something swagger of
his swagger of an he has exaggerated swagger of a black teen. I
of a
forgot.
black
yeah,
teen.
that's
How
what
can I
it
forget?
is.
How can I forget?
Precious.
He's
Yeah,
black.
yeah, he
Man.
has the
That's why.
exaggerated
That's how.
swagger of a black
That's how
teen.
black people. We all dress. We wear sweats. We wear hoodies.
Tim's.
And
Don't forget the
Tims.
Tim's.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
Jordans.
Timbs, the
You
hoodies,
know.
the Jordans, yeah, and
Like,
yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
know.
And also, let's not forget to mention that we also wear our superhero masks with the fucking top,
Oh, so you can see
so you can see our
the
waves.
cut.
You can see
Yeah.
our
You can
hair.
see our
God.
waves.
Or
You
the
can see our
the fro.
braids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like
That's
I
And
don't.
also, we got to make sure
That
we
shit
have
is
like a utility belt for like our brush, so we can like
Oh
brush our
God.
hair
mid
after we're
swing.
done saving the day.
I
That
don't
too.
get why they have to why they think that to show that a hero is black, they have to physically show some part of their blackness. Oh, to let them know this is Miles, they got to see the hair in his new suit, or if it's any other superhero, they
And
got
here's
to
my
have the
thing.
beard
Good
and the
luck with hiding
goatee.
your identity with that,
Yeah.
right? Good luck.
That's what I'm like.
Right.
Everybody knows like what kind of haircut you got. Like, bro,
Right.
Right.
I'm just like, look, bro. Everybody know. I'm just like, I have a very. I'm just like, I just think about it this way. Another thing that kills me is this a common superhero trope? It's you're not telling me how Miles' dad. He really does not know. He really just couldn't figure out for the life of him that Miles is very clearly Spider-Man. Your son Miles has the same big ass head. Miles has the same big ass head Spider-Man
same
does.
height, same
Same height.
structure,
Same voice.
body
Yeah,
structure,
same
everything.
Same
voice.
voice.
Just like
Just like when Gwen was talking to her dad.
Aunt May was like,
That
"Look,
too.
Peter, I been knew you was Spider Man. I just played along all these years." Like,
Exactly.
that's the crazy part when they say the parents don't be figuring it out. My mom would know I'm Spider Man in a week.
Immediately.
That's what Joshua was saying. That's what
Immediately.
Joshua was saying.
Yeah.
People would catch me. People would know me immediately. They'd be like, bro, come on now. Chad, come on, bro. We know that's you, bro. We see that
And
back
then look,
in that suit.
know it when you have a black mom that loves to wash clothes, you already screwed in because she gonna find the suit. She gonna can't hide the suit
Exactly.
anymore. It's gonna get washed and everything. So
No, exactly. You literally can't hide it, bro. And it's just like, I don't know. Like Joshua was saying, this movie is a perfect example of like parents that do not talk to their children. Because one
Yes.
conversation, what? Because ain't no way that Detective Stacy or whatever couldn't figure out that Gwen was Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's just like
no way.
how? I'm just like, bruh. And then he had the nerve to pull a gun on her when he did
I
find
was
out.
like, really,
Yeah,
bro?
just
Right?
pull a gun on
Right?
her and
Are you
Like
read the
that's
serious?
your
Miranda
daughter,
like
man.
I wanted to
shucks,
jump in
man.
the screen and slap him, bro. Like, you a real pig, bro.
I'm like, you really
That's
pulled a
your
gun on my girl.
that's your daughter, and you say, "Hey, man, we gonna have to do this." He got the gun in his. Hey, we gonna have to do this shit right now.
We're gonna have to
You going to jail?
fight. You know? I'm just like, hey, I guess we fighting, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like,
That's
you ain't
crazy.
gonna put
No,
me in jail.
I'd be like, "Are you really think you're gonna win with me? I got spider powers. You think you gonna get me? You better put that gun away.
I'll take that gun and crush it with my bare hands. You better get that out my
I'll
face.
spider sense my way
Man,
over to you and punch you in the face. It's done."
Hey, man.
Yeah.
man.
But yeah. And just going back to the suits, my thing is, this is with the game. I don't get why Miles always has to have a suit that's connected to a black character. I don't get it. I
Yeah,
don't
that
understand
Black
it.
Panther
Like, he
Yeah,
suit
has
is
to
that
have
Black
a
crazy.
Black
Panther.
Panther.
Yeah.
Dude, does Peter have? He got the iron. What's one?
The Iron
Peter don't.
Spider suit.
Yeah,
Iron
he got the
Spider
Iron
suit
Spider. But my thing with that is it makes sense because Peter's work with
with Iron
Iron Man,
Man.
with Tony. So it's okay. I get why he has that suit. He has a Fantastic Four suit because he was a part of the Fantastic Four. Like,
Hmm.
his suits
Right.
make sense when he has a version of a suit that comes
But
from like
when
a
has
team or
Miles been
something.
to
Miles
Wakanda?
has never
Uh,
been to Wakanda.
exactly. Nah, that Wakanda suit is
He
awful.
hasn't even met T'Challa. He just knows who
No.
he is. Like, why would he have a suit, a Black Panther suit? I
Yeah,
don't
same
get it,
thing.
bro. Oh, because he's
Exactly.
black. Okay, so if that's the case, then Luke Cage need to have one. Blade need to have one. Riri need to have one.
Give
Hey,
Sam
don't
one.
Everybody one.
Sam
You know
technically
don't
what I'm
does
saying?
have one.
that technically are that one. Don't say that too loudly, Marcus. They're gonna give Riri one in her solo series.
They
Don't
Yeah,
talk too loud.
probably
Yeah.
are anyway. Like they
they
probably
probably
are. Like yeah, for
But
sure.
it's gonna be hilarious when they have the live action Miles, and that's where he gonna get his suit. Somehow he gonna go to Wakanda, and they're gonna give my man a suit. I'm just
He gonna win. He gonna win a sweepstakes in school and go to Wakanda and study abroad.
not a
I'm just telling y'all
sweepstakes.
what's gonna happen, bro.
Is it
Not
a
the
Going to
sweepstakes,
sweepstakes.
sweepstakes to go to
bro?
Wakanda. Two
If
weeks
writing
stay.
has gotten, if the Marvel writing has gotten that lazy, man, like give me my money back now.
Hey, man,
Like,
I'm telling you, bro.
not a sweepstakes to a place that ain't even
Riri got to
supposed to
go
exist.
because she somehow figured out how to build a machine to find vibranium.
Yeah, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, that's true. They just kidnapped my girl and just took her to, like I said, to a place that's not even really supposed to exist. But it's like,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Right. Like it's ugh.
Man, so the only suit that makes sense Miles to have in that thing that's not a spider suit is a prowler suit. Like, I get
Because his
that one.
uncle is the
That's what I'm
Prowler.
saying. I get
Exactly.
that
It
one.
makes sense.
That makes sense. And that's a clean suit, though. I
Yeah.
like that suit. It's on some
Oh, I love
Batman
it.
Yeah.
That
stuff.
purple,
So,
that
like,
purple
Oh,
rain
it's
suit.
nice. Oh, it's nice. It's nice.
yeah.
I just don't like that. I don't know why they both have Craven the Hunter suits though. I don't like that.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
stupid.
I don't know why they got
Uh,
Craven the Hunter suits.
Might as well give him a Green Goblin suit, the Shocker suit,
Sandman suit.
Rhino suit. Like, for real, bro.
Yeah, and I don't know what's with that. I don't know why it makes me think of that, but every time I see that Spidey suit that has the hood and all that, it makes me think of Ezio. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Oh,
Nah, that's Spider
you
Man.
talking about the art?
It makes me think of what's
I
his
forget what his
face
name is.
from Batman, who became
Azrael.
Batman. Yeah, it makes me think of Azrael.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm
it
just
makes me
like,
think
why does Spider Man have that? Like, it just doesn't. Like, Spider Man doesn't need a cape. Spider Man doesn't need a
Well, it's
hoodie.
supposed
It
to
just
be
looks.
it's the Infinite Snap storyline where Spider-Man gets put with I think it's Moon Knight, Arachnid Knight. I think that's what it's called. And that's the suit. That's a combination suit. Yeah,
It's ugly though. It's so ugly.
Yeah.
I don't mind it too much, but I get
Mm.
what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. I don't mind it too much though, because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. So I'm just like, you know what? Give me my love,
I'm
Spider-Man
just.
and Assassin's Creed. I'm cool with it, but I get the point. I get what
It's
you're
just
saying.
for
Sure.
me, capes are like the only Spider-Man that I give the pass to for having a cape is Miguel. That's the only
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man. And they even commented on it in the movie. Miguel ain't even really a Spider-Man, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
Nah.
he not.
Yeah.
He's not.
he's a
Which I think makes
vampire.
him, yeah, which I think makes him even better as a
It makes
character.
him cool. He's one of my favorites for sure, like of Spider
Yeah.
people.
Mhm.
But hey, technically, Spider-Man did have a weird ass. What is it? Was it a cape thing that like from that Spider-Man animated series in the 2000s? Where
Yeah,
on
he
the
did.
Oh,
Yeah,
Unlimited
yeah,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
yeah,
He was in the movie. He was in
yeah,
the
he
He sure
was.
was in
yeah,
the
he
movie.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
When I
again,
saw
that was also a take on Miguel's suit, though. They
Mhm.
used Miguel's suit as like a sort of like
template.
a little template for that. But that was cool though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
That was. But why isn't that suit in the game? Is it in the game?
I don't think
What,
so.
Miguel suit?
The unlimited one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
I don't. Because they want to put shit in there that don't got nothing to do with Spider-Man. That's why.
yeah, they,
That yellow suit is garbage. There's a
I
yellow
can't
suit
even
in there.
remember what that looks like.
yeah,
It's
That's a lot of. They
garbage.
got a lot of bad suits, man. And that
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then what kills me is they insult us by putting the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit in there when it should have been in there the first game. Y'all had the Amazing
Right.
Spider-Man one, but then put the second suit in there. Like
Right.
that's one of the best. To me, that's one of the best live action Spider-Man suits. Honestly.
Oh, for sure.
It
The second
is,
one,
hands
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Hands
Yeah.
down. It is.
They put the black suit from the Toby verse in there, I think.
I
if I'm
saw
not
that.
mistaken. That thing,
Which is
hey,
which
that
is a
reveal was
slept-on
crazy.
suit.
That reveal when in the movie when he got like the
Oh,
the
he was on the building. Ooh,
yeah,
I
that's
still get goosebumps.
yeah, that was
And then they
great.
play
Yeah.
the music. Oh man.
Da-da-da-da.
Hey, I went back and watched Spider-Man 3 and I appreciate it more as an adult than I did when I was a teenager.
Yes.
Mhm.
I appreciate it way more because I see what they were doing and it was way more like adult things in there about what's going on with your life and trying to be a superhero and have a like regular life is really hard and that's what that movie was showing. Like you got to
Yeah.
choose between your friends, your job, your relationship, your rival, the people in the city who you trying to save every day. So it's hey, I get it. I definitely get it.
Nah, it was definitely it was lit. Like and like I said, for the time the movie came out, the fact that they had multiple, of course they weren't going the whole Sinister Six route, but the fact that they were starting to build that and had the multiple villains fighting and the CGI work that was going in that film, like they were doing their thing, like they were killing it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the Hobgoblin suit, I actually dug it. Like I actually really
Yeah, no,
that was
it's
a
a new
dope suit.
it's a new goblin, isn't it? Wasn't he called the new goblin or
Yeah,
something?
he was just a new goblin.
the new goblin. What is it? It was cool. It was really cool. I was like, that's cool. Like he wasn't on a glider, he was on like a board.
That Sandman CGI though in Spider-Man 3 is still top tier,
It's
bro.
still
Like
top
when he
tier.
had to fight and he punched him and his hand went through there, I was just like, I just sit there and watch that fight like a million times, but bro, it's so
Even like the scene where he's picking up the necklace.
oh, he can't grab. Yeah, he can't grab.
That.
Yeah, when he first turns, that messes. Nah, that was a really good scene, and they got a great actor though to play the Sandman too.
Yeah,
And every one of the people, the villains in there were like really accurate. Like they looked like the characters.
And hands down, I love Topher Grace.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't mind his Eddie Brock. They was like, well,
Nah.
he's too small and too skinny. I was like, bro, everybody ain't gotta look like they do in the comic book, bro. Like,
he's doing a way better job than old dude now. I'm just saying.
Exactly. He was really good as Eddie Brock. I didn't even hate the Venom suit. The Venom.
The Venom suit was actually really good.
For the world it was in, it worked because it
I agree.
matched with everything in the world. Like, and that's what people don't understand. People got to understand that Venom looks the way it does because he merged with Spider-Man first. So when he went to somebody else, he was just copying a version of Spider-Man's suit, but it just looked like whoever he was a host with. So it's like it would make sense that Venom would look like a Spider-Man suit that's got like teeth in it. That's how it would look. So I was like, I don't get why people was like so upset and butthurt about it. Like,
and I'm so mad. I'm so mad that we didn't get a Spider-Man 4 because I remember seeing the promos for them when that
it was
like
Vulture and Mysterio that we.
no, I saw Carnage and Black Cat in one of the promos too.
It's
I was
supposed to be
like,
Black Cat, Carnage, Vulture, and Mysterio, and they was gonna bring back what's our boy from Ash, the Evil Dead movies. You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
Dang, what's his name?
I can't remember right now.
But he was supposed to come back because they were saying that he was Mysterio the whole time, and that's why he always was like a different person in each movie because he was playing like a different role. He was the dude at the theater. I think he worked at one of the shops or something like that, but he was always there. So they was gonna finally reveal that he was Mysterio, but they was like it was gonna be at the beginning, and he's just gonna have a small role. But the main villain was gonna be like the Vulture, and like you said, I think Carnage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I was mad we were
didn't
robbed.
get that.
We are robbed.
Yeah, we definitely got robbed because
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce
Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
Bruce Campbell would have been such a good Mysterio. Oh my gosh. Like,
Yes.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, he would have been such a good Mysterio. That's crazy. We never got that. But even though Jake Gyllenhaal, he didn't have a lot to work with, but he did a really good job.
He did a good job. Yeah. He made it work.
Because he made it work in the most boringest superhero movie in the history of superheroes.
No, really.
I'm talking about that
really
movie.
was.
Wow. It was like watching paint dry.
For sure.
Slowly, bro.
No, here's the thing. The crazy part about that movie, why I think it didn't really work, is they took Spider-Man out of New York.
He's only been in New York for one movie. Why is he already going to another country?
In Europe? Wow.
Leave, bro.
Like,
oh my god.
But the funny thing is, like, you put him in Europe, but you don't even really use Europe like that. Like, they didn't even really.
in one part.
They barely even used Europe for what it was. Like, why couldn't we have seen? Because there's superheroes in other places than just New York. So why couldn't Peter have teamed up with some kind of European superhero that was over there or something? I mean,
they could have had what, Captain Britain or whatever his name is.
Captain Britain or something.
Could have got us Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
exactly. He could have teamed up with Captain Britain, bro, or something like.
Oh my god, that movie was terrible.
Yeah, that movie was cheap.
His whole thing. Was like, oh my god, I gotta confess to MJ that I really like her.
And that took up way too much of the movie for me.
Too much, bro. Like, I still think Marvel fumbled the bag with not bringing the Gwen Stacy into the equation. Shook things up a little bit, but hey.
And then Gwen Stacy would have had to be a sister too. You know it.
Heck yeah.
We would have got us a black Gwen Stacy. That would have been crazy. We should have got. You know what? We should have got. Your girl should have been Gwen Stacy.
Who that?
What's her name? Halle Bailey.
She would have been a good Gwen Stacy. Her or either what's her face from Blackish, the oldest sister.
The girl from Blackish, the oldest one from
she would have been a good. She would have been a good Gwen Stacy too. Yeah, and she matched Zendaya's.
The vibe, exactly. And we just totally missed out on that. But that's the only thing I really do like about that version of Peter. Like, he had the sisters on deck. Like, he stayed with the sisters.
I mean, it's really how Tom is. He got himself a sister.
He got a sister in real life.
It makes me always laugh at that strip from Peter going to Wakanda and Black Panther looking at him like, I can't take you nowhere.
Yes, bro. Yes. Now Peter would lose his mind for real, Wakanda.
He'll see Angela Bassett and all them walking around, all them fine women.
I'm telling you, bro.
He wouldn't even go back to New York.
And Marcus, I really hope for you, bro. I really hope that in some iteration coming up, we get us a Storm in the MCU, bro. I really hope for you.
That's good.
I've been asking for that for years, bro. When I first heard that Black Panther was going to be a thing, but they still couldn't get the rights from Fox, and I was just like, man, I ain't never gonna get it. And now I keep seeing this fan thing that's coming up now, where they got it, where they want Ryan Coogler to direct the Storm movie. because he did the Black Panther movies, and it's going. I forgot what they called it. They had some crazy name for it. If I can find it, I'll send it to y'all.
But she got rid of T'Challa, so what are we doing?
See, that's the
Right.
thing, Demetrius. That's why they doing this whole reset thing, so they can have another Black Panther. They know
Okay.
what they doing, bro.
They know what
That's
they're
all they
doing
trying to do.
because they're gonna age up to T'Challa Jr. and have what's in it. I bet y'all money, bro. They're gonna have Damson Idris play the older version of T'Challa Jr.
You know,
That'd be hilarious.
Hey,
they always get
that'd
the,
be heat
the,
though.
the
That
guy
actually
that's
be
the
pretty okay.
That'd
Yeah,
be heat
they
though.
always get
He
the guy
kills
that's
that'd
it.
the
be
it.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hot.
And I'll be honest, but I'll be honest, Marcus. Like I thought, I would love for him to do it. I thought they were gonna do that when they had the multiverse of madness because he's on the T'Challa's on the multiverse, the Illuminati. He's in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say this, I will say this every time. I don't care who I talk to. They blew it when they didn't
Yeah.
have my boy from. I always forget his name, but he played. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was one of the Kree, and then he's from Amistad. My boy, I forget. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. You're
And he
talking
voiced
about
him in the BET series.
yeah. You're talking about Jamin Hansu.
Man, he should have been the Black Panther on
He
the
should have been.
Illuminati.
He should have been
He
Black
would have been
Panther
because
for
he
sure.
would have been older, and the dude is in good shape. And I just wanted to see him one time in that original Black.
Ooh, I was about to say, and ooh,
With
or
the cape,
like
bruh.
Yeah, I
Oh
would've
my
been.
god!
I need the
when I
cape.
seen it, when I seen the like seats, and they was
Yes,
like
bro.
announcing everybody, and when they had that weak ass Captain Marvel that was Monica Rambeau be a part of it, I wanted to throw my phone at the screen because I was like, bro, she has never been on the Illuminati, bro. Then you got Captain like she ain't never been on the Illuminati, bro. Come on, man. Let's be accurate, bro.
Hey, Marcus, we never gonna see the Black Panther with the cape. You might as well just hang it up. We ain't never
I don't
gonna
think
see
we
it,
ever gonna
man.
We
do
are.
that.
So I'm gonna do it. Wait till I get some
Hey,
money. I'm gonna
hey,
do
get it
it.
together.
I'm telling you,
Look,
bro.
if a 17-year-old can get funded to do a shitty Spider-Man movie, then I know I can find a way to make some money to do a Black Panther movie so I can get a cape on it. Okay.
Man.
Yes.
And I actually watched that movie. That thing was crazy. I'm so glad.
I heard it was bad.
And I actually thought about reaching out to them to get them on before I seen it around the time when we had the podcast with our boy George. Big shout out to George, man. But yeah, when we had him on, I was looking at the other studio that did Spider-Man, Lotus, I think it's called,
Lotus.
and I'm so glad we didn't have them on because they're bigots and racists, whatever. That's problematic. But no, besides that, the movie just sucked. So I'm so glad that we didn't have them on the podcast. So
I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna
almost
get
made that
Black
mistake.
Panther with the cape. I'm gonna get it. I'm putting it in.
Oh,
I'm telling you, bro.
hey, you
I'm gonna
will.
get it.
And I can't wait to see it.
No, I'm saying, bro.
Because I'm gonna be sitting there cheating. I'll be like, that's my bro right there.
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you this: the only way it ever can work is that you have to have it during the 1960s because that's the only way it's gonna fit. If you want to do it accurate, because my thing is like with all the new suits, when they make suits like for this day and time, everything has to look like a combat suit, and it's all like bulky looking, and they got all these gadgets and cuts in it and sleek, and instead of just having a sleek, skin tight, like even how they did in the MCU with Spider-Man suit, it went from being like a skin tight suit to all
CGI.
and all that.
But here's the thing that kills me, Marcus, with you saying that. I don't understand. And what made me think about this was watching The Boys, because in The Boys, Homelander is like this really strong, bulky looking guy, but the actual actor that plays him he's stupid skinny, like he's not muscular.
Yeah, I seen that.
But
I saw that.
But then you watch these Marvel movies and they got these same muscle suits on, but then you see they're like, yeah, guys, Chris Hemsworth had to be in the gym and he eats nothing but steak and he eats nothing but grass and he lifts cows. But my thing is like, why do you have him doing that if you're going to put my man in a muscle suit? I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
A big bulky muscle suit. What was the point of that? He could have ate chips all day for that.
to make it believable, so you don't think it's a muscle suit.
Like, no, bro.
Just
Like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, he looked too strong in the suit. Like he should have been a skinny version, the first skinny version of Spider-Man we got. Because even when Tom like work out and put on muscle and stuff, he's still a small dude. So like
He's
when he
still a
would put
small
on that
dude.
suit, I'm like, bro, why he look like he just went and deadlifted like 300 pounds before he went and started swinging around?
Yeah, because they made the computer rendering of him. They made him like swole because every time on screen that you see him in a suit, it is a complete computer rendering. Even if he's just standing still, it is completely CGI, and that is so sad to me. That
It
is
is.
so sad.
It is.
Really
It
is.
don't take much to make a practical suit, bro. It really don't.
It don't.
It really don't.
No.
Like you can do it, bro. Like look at all the Batman suits. All of the Batman suits have been practical. Even the Superman suits have been
Yep,
practical. The only
have
thing
been
CGI
practical.
is the capes, and I understand why because they say them capes can get heavy, and when they get wet, and they'll fly
Yeah,
around and get stuck on stuff. So I get why that gotta be CGI, but everything else on the suit is practical, bro. So I don't get
exactly.
why they always have to go the CGI route.
Because it's
Like even
easier.
I
with the
don't.
first Black Panther suit, remember it was practical,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't it?
It was practical. Yeah.
I think so,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was. It was. No, it was a real suit. But then they had them man, and I'm glad you mentioned that because the first Black Panther suit that they had in Civil War, and me and Josh will talk about that all the time because Josh has a Civil War Black Panther figure. He has, I think, two of them. And Civil War is the best Black Panther ever looked. Like after Civil War, terrible.
Trash.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes. Yes,
Terrible.
man. Oh, that suit's amazing. The way he was just bouncing
Yes.
off them bullets and everything, I was like, yes.
Yes. But I
Yes.
just I don't
When
know.
my
Once
dude turned around and looked at the helicopter, really?
he's like, whatever, bro.
Really? Alright. Whatever. I gotta go watch that movie now.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta
Right?
go back and watch that.
But it's once again, y'all. It's just they fumbled the ball. It's basically like a basketball game, and Civil War was the alley oop being tossed up in the air because it was
They
perfect,
missed
perfect,
that. And they
perfect
missed
movie. Spider Man's interest was perfect. Like Black Panther's interest was perfect, and then they just pooped the bed after those movies. The Black Panther movie was mid, and Spider Man was just horrible. It's just like I'm just like, what happened, bro?
Bro,
Like,
we got a whole like Napoleon Dynamite, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club,
I,
Ferris
I
Bueller's
was
Day
about to
Off,
say it was
Spider
Ferris
Man
Bueller's
movie.
Day
Like,
Off.
It
I was
was,
just waiting for
man.
them to play the little music from Napoleon that.
Yes,
I was like,
bro.
bro, this movie is so cliche,
The
bro.
the best thing
I'm
was
just
the Vulture,
surprised.
man.
Like
The best thing
exactly
was
the
Michael
best
Keaton's
thing.
Vulture.
That's if it
The
wasn't for Michael Keaton, that movie would
yeah,
have been bad. Real,
that
Yeah,
movie would have
honestly.
he
been
carried
bad
it.
because that movie was so 90s that the only thing missing was Molly Ringwald. That was the only thing
Exactly,
missing from that
exactly, bro.
movie. Jeez, but I don't know, man. Like I said, we'll see what happens because Marvel is in a really weird space right now. Like I know all of our viewers and listeners have seen that article that they dropped where they literally just went ether on everything. It was just like, we ain't doing this no more. We ain't doing that no more. We dropping Jonathan
Mm-hmm.
Majors, which once again I said was gonna happen. You know,
We
slight to
say,
Jonathan. I think he's a dope dude. You cannot be black and problematic. That don't work in Hollywood, man. They gonna drop you.
mm-mm.
And I'll be honest, y'all. I am curious to see what Doom is gonna be like. I am curious to see how they're gonna do this.
There's gonna be a lot
We'll
of
see what
reshoots
happens.
and ignore retcons of different things. So they gotta scrub him from
Oh,
all the movies. Ant
retcons
Man
out the
is
butt.
gonna be Ant Man's gonna be pointless unless they
Ant
just
Man's
say that
pointless. Yeah.
unless they say they killed off Kang and they get rid of the ending somehow. It's
Yeah.
pointless because
Or like it's supposed to be, because in some versions Doom is a descendant of Cain. You
oh
could just do it
yeah,
that way,
they're not going
No,
to.
this.
but they're not gonna do it because then
Yeah,
you would
because
have to go get another black man to be.
I was about to say they're gonna have to find another black. And I was about to say they. What is that actor, man? Oh gosh, I'm blanking. There was another actor that me and Marcus were talking about at one point that could have replaced Jonathan Majors, and he actually looks like him. I can't. I'm blanking on it now. I'll remember later, and I'll put it in the chat. But I cannot remember. But yeah, but I don't know, man. I would always say that Doom. I would like Doom to be Giancarlo Esposito, but they ain't gonna do
You're
that.
not
They
getting
ain't
that.
finna do
You're not
that.
getting
They
that.
ain't finna do that. Yeah.
Nah,
Especially
they won't.
because Reed Richards is technically supposed to be. I think he's supposed to. It's between the two of them as the descendant of King. I think it's
Yeah,
between the. Yeah.
yeah.
So being that Reed Richards is what's the name from The Office, we're not gonna get a Doom. That's
Right,
not.
Mr. Jim Halpert. I don't know. And everybody wants John, which I think is a weird decision. Everybody wants Giancarlo to be Professor X for some reason. I don't want to see him as Professor X. I just
Man, just keep Professor X and Magneto as two white dudes, bro.
That's
I don't need
really
the
it.
race
And keep
swap. I don't know.
keep Magneto's origin as the Holocaust thing. I like
It
that.
works.
It
It
works so
works.
well.
It
It's the
works.
reason why he's so bitter
It
towards
works.
humans. The man went through the whole Holocaust, bro. Like it works. I don't
Right.
believe he gonna change
Exactly.
it.
Right. Yeah, you wanna now we wanna ask him why he's so mad at the world. And he's this one time at a Black Lives Matter rally. Nah, bro. It doesn't have the same doesn't quite have the same impact, bro. It don't really work like that, bro. But I don't know, bro. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see.